Okay, it's time. Let's talk about how to photograph yourself so it looks cinematic. You might be not a photographer or a model, and you just want to take beautiful photos when you are traveling or spend time with your loved ones or just enjoying time on your own. But here often comes the worst part. After set up the camera, trying to make a photo on your own and feeling all this time awkward of people watching you, the results isn't good. And you don't want to share this photo with anybody or post it anywhere. So when me and my partner Mark started to take couple photos together, I felt this way about every new picture we make. I wanted those kind of photos that look like a real photographer took them. And of course we couldn't afford professional photo shoots because they were expensive for us, and there is no way the photographer would be around us every time we want to take a photo. So we had to learn how to do it on our own. So in this video I will share with you a simple set of rules that we learned and improved over all those years we took our couple photos by ourselves. And if you will use those tips in your own self photo shoot, it will help you to get the results you want. And at the same time, enjoy the process. We'll talk about gears, composition tricks, frames, poses, references, and many other cool things that will help you to elevate your photography and make it look really cinematic. So let's dive into it. Let's begin with the gears that actually makes your photos possible. For this you can use camera or phone, and the most important thing, so your device could have the timer that allow to take photos automatically. We use Canon 6D Mark II and it has inbuilt interval timer feature. This timer allows us to choose how many photos we want to take and how many seconds will be between each photo. We usually set up camera to take 60 photos, each every 2 seconds. It means we can press the button once and take a huge amount of photos while moving. But many cameras, surprisingly, doesn't have this feature and require some extra tool for this. So before you purchase camera for the self photo shoots, be sure that it has interval timer feature. Next important tool in self photography is a tripod, because the simple tripod is a better option than looking for the place where to place your camera. You can get a big and strong tripod for the heavy camera or just small and light tripod for the phone. And you actually don't need a special one, because to be honest there is not many difference between the tripods. So now let's talk about the main rules that actually create the feeling of the photo like it was taken from the movie scene. Those rules are composition and frames. The heart of every cinematic photo shoot is a story that lies behind it. Exactly, the story is a key element of every cinematic photo shoot, as it immerses people into the photos, where every photo becomes a little piece of a common story. But every photo taken from the same angle gets boring. That's why, just like in the movies, in the photography we use different angles and composition tricks. Exactly those give our photos more variety and feeling. To keep it simple, I use something that I name 5+3 rules, and I always keep it in mind when we are taking photos. It means 5 composition tricks and the 3 main angles, where 5 composition tricks are depth, balance, frames, direction lines, and rule of thirds, and 3 main angles are wide, portrait, and close-up. And if you never heard of those, please don't worry, because those are much more simpler than they sound. So just let's break down them and you will understand everything. There are 3 most popular frames in photography. The wide frame shows your body and the space around you. This is more about location and less about you, so you are kind of small in this frame. Then we have portrait frame, which shows you from your waist up, and then we have a close-up frame that shows part of your body or your face very close to the lens. Even if you will go only with those 3 frames, it will already make your self photo shoot much more interesting. But this is the best to use in mix with composition tricks. And here we have 5 the most popular composition tricks that we use in every our photo shoot. Those 5 composition techniques may sound scary for you at first, but you actually use one of them very often, like every day. And this is when you want to make a photo with your phone, you open your camera and you see this grid. That's exactly a composition trick that calls rule of thirds. This rule says that the place where the lines cross get the most attention. And if you will place yourself or any other object in these spaces, the photo will look more balanced. And here are the other 4 composition techniques. The depth composition means to add something just in front of your lens. For example, it can be leaves, it can be door or a wall. It creates an extra depth inside your photography and create this 3D effect that makes your photo more interesting. Then we have a balanced composition. The balanced composition requires put objects or people in a way that makes both sides of the photo feel even. For example, if in your frame there is a tree, you can place 2 people from the both sides of the tree and it will already create some balanced look. Then we have a frame composition, which means take photos through something like, for example, window, hall or the arch, and it adds some creative look on your photo and pull the focus exactly to the person or object that stands right in the middle of the frame. And direction lines composition means there are lines in the background that lead the eye to you in the photo. It can be train tracks, paths or row in the field. To be honest, if you will just stand in one spot and just will try each of those composition techniques, you will already get a bunch of amazing and beautiful photos just from one spot. Even using a few frames and composition tricks will already make a big change on your photos. And the best tip when you come to location, try to imagine the story that you want your photos to tell. Just think about where you will stand or sit, what you will do and how the story will develop through your photos. And always try to take a few angles and use a different compositions of the same action. For example, do the same thing as you sitting on a bench and reading the newspaper, but show yourself from the different angles and from the different distances. And this for sure will make a huge impact. So yes, compositions and frames are very important. But there is one thing that many people forget, and this is a preparation. This part is actually fun, because it doesn't require you to run thousands of times to tripod and back what you do during the photoshoot. But really good preparation makes your self-photoshoot process a 50% smoother. And it includes 3 main things: outfits, props, and references. And let's start with outfits, even though they're not everything, but they do help a lot, because your outfit set up the mood of the photo and it plays really a crucial part in telling the story. For most of our couple photo shoots, I choose dresses or long skirts to create this dreamy, soft and romantic feeling. And Mac's clothes are always match mine, so the way we look on our photos is actually not accidental. We plan our outfits on purpose. Next, let's talk about props, and those are objects you use or hold in your photo, like a coffee cup, book, hat, and so on. Props actually help you to do something in the photo and not just stand there and waiting for a camera. And also they make the photo look more natural and real and make you feel less awkward, which is very important when you do self-photography. And the final thing, which is probably my favorite one, is references. Those are examples of the photos you can repeat during your self-photo shoot. For example, we get all our reference photos from Pinterest and just screenshot them and save into the phone gallery. And when you have the idea of the photoshoot you want to have, you just need to paste into search bar some keywords, like for example couple photography in the field or autumn couple photography, and Pinterest will give you a crazy amount of great ideas that will definitely inspire you and will be always under your hand during the photo shoot to get a quick example of the next photo you want to make. And this is cool because you don't need to recall what angles, what composition tricks you can use, and you can just create a quick and, most important, beautiful photo. Okay, now if I were you and I would not have experience, or 50% of information in this video would be completely new for me, I would try to apply all this information on my next photoshoot. And it will be a huge mistake because for sure I would end up stressed and overwhelmed of all the information, process, and my desire to take the best from the photos. Such a great rule I learned recently, which sounds slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And it means start with a small but consistent steps. Don't try to apply everything right away on your next photo shoot. Use just a few of those tips, then try a few new later, and just learn and progress as you go without losing fun and joy doing this. And this video will always stay here, and you will always be able to check it once again and remind yourself all these tips, and your like will definitely tell me that you enjoy this topic, and probably there have to be more videos like this on the channel. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'm sure you will share amazing stories on your future photos. Bye bye!